name is Pascoe. I'm a project manager for a global payments company, and I've been at GRAYCE now for just over 15 months. So when I left uni, I didn't really know what I wanted to do, but I knew that I wanted to do something which continued to develop me. So I wanted to pick up qualifications and things, and project management seemed quite a transferable skill that I thought would help me later down the line when I had more of an idea as to what I wanted to do. This gave me quite a substantial amount of background reading to do on the client. So yeah, when I went into the interview, obviously I knew what sort of programs and projects I'd be working on, and we did sort of mobilisation training just to give me a bit of familiarity with the different sort of agile and waterfall project management techniques and things like that. I've done sort of 2 or 3 roles really. First of all, in sort of like a agile project management sense, the actual development and delivery of software from testing through to production. I went from that into more like a product delivery role, so the sort of commercialisation of those products. So once we developed them and deployed them to live, how did we make sure that the business was aligned to realise the benefit of those products that have been created? And now I'm looking at a project management piece for a sales technology and boarding transformation project. I'd say the main thing I'm responsible for is sort of just keeping complete transparency across all the stakeholders. So what I'm working on is a program which spans a lot of different teams and departments. So the main thing for me from a project management perspective is just aligning all those different departments so that everyone is moving in the right direction and everyone kind of receives the bat and then runs with it. I'd say that's the main thing really, and then just making sure that the status reporting is in place so that the senior stakeholders are getting an accurate representation of when we'll actually deliver what's needed. But sometimes just challenging basic assumptions, just for your own understanding, but then at the same time when you challenge the basic assumptions, it actually gets people to think a bit outside the box. So if you come in with a fresh perspective on things, which I guess grads do, businesses find that quite useful. All the qualifications and things like that kind of speak for themselves. I think in terms of people skills, you learn how to interact with people from all sorts of walks of life. You can work with very senior stakeholders, or you can work with people from a wide variety of sort of cultures and backgrounds and things like that, and you learn to tailor yourself to suit whoever you're sat in front of. So I'd say that exposure to people from all sort of walks of life really equips you. So in the first project I worked on, we grew it very rapidly in terms of personnel and where those personnel were based. So we moved a lot of development teams from Romania to India and Cambridge and things like that. So a big thing was just sort of taking that agile framework and scaling it up to be suitable for a much larger project. The people that GRAYCE attract come from like a wide variety of backgrounds, and it's genuinely, we're not all cut from the same cloth. We all have very different skill sets. We all, as I said, come from very different places. So it is genuinely interesting conversation with people, and I think that level of diversity makes it a better place to work. I'd say driven is a big thing, and empathetic. A lot of my role is about understanding the pain points that people have, and then obviously working with them to try and make their jobs better for them while serving the larger point. I think the main thing is like you can be put into any client, any industry, and you have to be able to hit the ground running with it. So don't go into it with any sort of preconceived ideas. Go into it and ask as many questions as you can, learn as much as you can, as quickly as you can. But just do everything with a positive approach, right? It's refreshing to have someone new come in who is young and impressionable, and if you can sort of demonstrate that can-do attitude, then I think that it does inspire a lot of the people around you to sort of follow that attitude. I think so. From my personal background, it wouldn't have lent itself to the sort of industry that I'm working in now. So GRAYCE has definitely given me a foot in the door with companies of that sort of calibre, and it's given me exposure to some very senior stakeholders that I otherwise wouldn't have had any engagement with before. So from a networking point of view, those are the sort of contacts that I can leverage in the future. In a more senior project management capacity, so I'd like to sort of tick all the boxes as far as qualifications go, and then use that to sort of tailor myself to a wider range of clients and industries, and then hopefully end up in some sort of like change director position. We'll see.